If you've played God of War Ragnarok and the moment you finished the game, you would have realized that the game didn't feel complete. There were obviously certain things that you felt needed more time to figure out. Where did Atreus go to? What happened with the giants? And now that you have really found the Norse God of War, what's up with him? What's the situation going to be with the Nine Realms now that Kratos is done with his Norse journey? And the developers, Santa Monica, did say that, instead of going for 3 games, they have decided to wrap up Kratos' Norse story in 2 games. But after that wrap up, the game just didn't feel as though it was complete. And that was one of the times when I was the only one speaking that there will be some additional content, because if Kratos, like all the rumors are suggesting, he's going to go and move to some new land now, or a new realm for that matter. Egyptian, Mayan, Chinese, Japanese, I don't know, wherever we have the developers think that we need to go next. But if we are supposed to do that, we need to first and foremost finish off the Norse story. So to me, it always felt like it needs to be completed in some aspect. And Eric Williams kept on saying that there is no planned DLC. And I was like, always, okay, then that means that the next game will partially be between the Norse world and then wherever Kratos ends up with. Because it just doesn't make sense. In the past, there have been rumors that Santa Monica has been working on these multiple projects, though we don't really know which those projects are, or whether they're related to God of War, but the rumors have already been there. So if it's been there, there is some speculation to it that some of those projects do involve God of War. But now we do have some very, very, very strong rumors from a very reliable Spanish source, which has been on point with Spider-Man, some Resident Evil rumors, and whatever they've said has so far been proven right. And this time, what they're saying is that Santa Monica, the creators of God of War, could be developing downloadable content DLC for the game. The source supposedly close to Sony indicates that this DLC will be unveiled at the end of the year. And at the end of the year, there's only one huge event, I'd say, that's taking place, and that is the Game Awards. The timing aligns with the Game Awards scheduled for December 7th this year. Sony typically has a strong presence at the event. Yep, we know that. Which has led to speculation that the God of War Ragnarok announcement might take place during the show. This would likely put the DLC's release window sometime in 2024. The big question is if the continuation of the story will be focused on Kratos or Atreus. Yeah, that is indeed a huge focus. Just think about it. A God of War DLC or a game that doesn't have Kratos. You can start off with Atreus, but if Kratos isn't there, I don't think people will say it's God of War. I mean, obviously, there have been a lot of issues, a lot of problems with the replayability of God of War Ragnarok when it comes to Atreus's sections of the game. I mean, I played this game multiple times, and after the 4th time when I reached Ironwoods, I gave up. I couldn't do it again. It was just way too much for me. The point is that if that is what the DLC is going to be about, it's going to be slightly troublesome. So it should have. I mean, like, you can add more Atreus's element to it, more of his gameplay. I don't mind that, but it should have Kratos involved as well. I mean, who knows? Kratos could be grown up, or there could be more characters like Thrud. But now that she has the hammer, and as per the game, she is helping out Atreus, right? So which means that there is some AI involved in which she can come in as a helper or a secondary player, just like for Kratos you have Atreus. Thrud could be there for Atreus as well. So it all comes down to Atreus' story, how it is, and the way I would really want it is if Atreus is on the quest to find out where the other giants are, right? So that's where he's headed, and that's the quest that he's on. He doesn't really know that they found the real Tyr, He doesn't know all the things that have happened in his absence. I don't even know where he is, which realm he's in. Is he in Jotunheim, wherever it is? Because when you go to Jotunheim, you basically can't go anywhere else. It's just that small little place where Angerboda is. So I don't know where it is. But what would be really fascinating is if Atreus finds, if you start off as Atreus, you do something, you come to his conclusion of a story, and then he returns to Kratos and figures out like what is happening and all of that. And then you round up all of the loose ends, especially with Sindri, right? We need to wrap up that loose end as well. And once all is done, then again, just like at the end of the God of War remake, where Thor comes to Kratos' doorstep, something else happens, and that basically lays the foundation for the next God of War game. So that's going to be full of hype. That's going to have so much more to it. But then again, all of this is just speculation right now. All of this is just a rumor. But let's just see what this entire thing is. So the exact nature of the expansion remains uncertain. So yeah, Eric Williams did say that it's not going to be a DLC. Perhaps it's a half sequel, just like Spider-Man Miles Morales. It was a shorter game. I mean, you could finish this game in about 3 hours or so. So if Santa Monica does decide to go that route and saying that they didn't have any DLC plan, I'm still game. I'd really go for it. So there is a chance that it will not be a DLC content. It could be a small game in itself, right? A standalone expansion to a full game. So announcing the DLC during the Game Awards 2023 would be appropriate given God of War Ragnarok's impressive showing at the event last year. The game was highly recognized, receiving 6 awards including Best Narrative, Best Performance for Christopher Judge, who's the actor that plays Kratos. So that's about it. However, let me just go to the Spanish site and see what they have to say about it. So, as per the Spanish site, which I cannot pronounce, Area Gigones. Anyways, as I said before, the information comes from a reliable source close to Sony, so it looks like it will eventually become a reality. The rumor that has reached me consists of confirming that the game's DLC is real and exists. Furthermore, this would be announced at the end of the year, which would probably be Game Awards. The source in question has not commented on how it will be done, whether with a trailer, a teaser, or appearing directly at a major video game event. So there's still possibility that if it's not announced if it's not announced during the Game Awards, it could be announced anywhere later on, somewhere before the end of the year. So that's also a possibility. However, everything indicates that this expansion could be announced at the Game Awards 2023 Gala, which will take place at the beginning of next December. So if you're wondering, this article is from November. And today is the 2nd of December, and Game Awards is just around the corner. It's on Thursday, December the 7th. The latter is my speculation, but it would make sense. It is one of the most important events of the year where PlayStation always has a strong presence, and where the God of War saga has appeared numerous times in the past. So what will this expansion consist of? At first, all the rumors pointed at Santa Monica creating a DLC of God of War Ragnarok, but the latest leak suggests that the expansion could become a complete medium-sized game, just like Miles Morales. And of course, it is unknown that the DLC would be about, or how big it would be. So we can only wait for PlayStation to make a statement regarding all these rumors. Let's wrap it all up now, okay? So we know that the game didn't feel complete when we finished God of War Ragnarok, number one. Number two, before the game moves on to the next mythology, world, realm, whatever, we have these loose ends that need to be wrapped up. So if this, let's assume that this rumor is false and nothing happens, then perhaps the next mainline game will focus on partly on the Norse mythology and then move on to the next world. So that's also a possibility. But let's assume for now that this DLC is real. Now, if it is, and it gets announced during the Game Awards, what we want to know is who is the playable character? Where is the focus on? Is it Atreus? And then if it is Atreus, then it should not only be Atreus. I mean, that's just me speaking up. I don't know about all of you folks, but for me, I would really prefer if it also includes Kratos. Like Atreus does his stuff, comes back, and then, you know, the DLC continues. So that's what it is. So there's a strong chance that the DLC is real. It might get announced at the Game Awards, and let's see what it is. If it doesn't even get announced at the Game Awards, all right, let's say it doesn't, then it is possible that somewhere before the end of the year, we do hear some more information about the next, if it's a short-term game or if it's a DLC. Mostly, I believe it won't be a DLC, because then Eric Williams is just negating himself if he says that there's no DLC and then we get a DLC. It could be a standalone smaller game, but it should include Kratos. I mean, that's how I feel. And if it is Atreus, please don't let it be anything like before. Make it more interesting. Give him a melee weapon as well. Make him grow up a bit or whatever. Let's see him on his journey when he comes back and meets Kratos. I mean, the possibilities are endless, right? However, this is all that there is right now, and I thought I'd bring it to your attention to see where God of War, the DLC or a new small game is headed, where we're going to see the next journey of Kratos head off to, and what's on with Atreus or whatever it is. But this is all that there is right now regarding God of War Ragnarok. So I'm going to be watching the Game Awards. I'm pretty sure you're going to be watching that as well. And the thing, I might even stream it. So if you're interested in watching it with me, please let me know. I'd really do I'd love to watch it with you folks and see your comments and, you know, get the hype. If it is announced, I mean, it's going to be epic. It's going to be amazing if this is announced. So let's see how it all goes. Game Awards is just a couple of days away, and I would really like to hear your thoughts. I would really like to know what you think about all of this. Do you think it's still a rumor? Do you think you need a confirmation from Santa Monica or Sony, for that matter, before you can believe that yes, there's true hype over here? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this rumor. I know we have to take a grain of salt with it, but share your thoughts. Let me know. Do you think this is true? Do you think that the Norse mythology still needs to be wrapped up, like all the loose ends with Tyr, Sindri? Where are all the giants? What's going to happen with the Norse realms? Or do you think like Kratos can just move on to the next one? Or this DLC isn't really happening, there's no standalone game, and maybe the next mainline game will take part between the Norse world and whichever world is next. So share your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you think. And again, if you really like this video, please leave a like, share your thoughts, subscribe, comment. Really appreciate all your feedback, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Take care.